Coach just got done speaking to the tone that you helped set for the team defensively. Can you just speak to kind of what you're seeing in the game process for this team and how you're kind of important to how it is that you all trying to set that tone?
Yeah, I mean, we got to do that every night. Just find ways to, figure out how the game's being played and just being the first to the fight. I think we've been playing really hard. I think we just need to play a little bit smarter sometimes with a lot of our fouls and giving teams free throws. But, other than that, I think tonight was, the closest to a complete game that we've put together.
And then you also had 30 assists on your 43 made field goals tonight. Can you speak to just kind of the trusting of the pass, regardless of what actions you all might be getting into that's helping kind of lead the way for your offense?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a good time when the ball's popping around, everybody's sharing it. Starts on the defense end and getting out in transition and, just, keeping the ball moving, keeping them in closeouts and, still being aggressive to, get up a lot of threes too.
Book, you talk all the time about defense to offense, offense to defense, probably the best game for you guys with that cycle so far, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What is it like as a player when those stops come together and you can feel the momentum of the game coming?
Yeah, I think it's easier to catch a rhythm that way. You're not playing against a set defense every time. Like you said, where everybody's touching the ball, even if you're not shooting it, so, you feel a part of it. And the communication still rises, but, I think the good teams are the ones that, even when you get in a tough spot and the flow isn't like that you still find ways to communicate and, get it done.
Is that what you would attribute the fast start for you individually in the first quarter to?
Yeah. I think we're defending a lot better than we did last time we played them. I think we started off down 19-2, so that was a point of emphasis for us tonight.
Devin, just following up on that, Coach pointed you out specifically setting the tone defensively in that first quarter. How big do you feel like just your presence in that area led to what you guys did in the first quarter?
I wouldn't say just me. I think it was a collective group. It's easier to pressure people and be up into them when you got Mark behind you. Ryan and Royce stuck with the task of marking in, which isn't easy. So I just, try to get everybody on the same page, get everybody talking, and, we did a good job of it tonight.
You guys have talked about closing quarters better. I think the first quarter was 23-2. And that stretch, the numbers obviously show, okay, play great defense, offense was flowing. Is that one of the better stretches you guys have had this year?
Yeah. We need to build on it.
The other thing I had was, Jordan, he hadn't played early. He had his chance tonight. How big was he in terms of keeping that defensive energy?
Yeah, he came in, forced a couple of steals, and that's his MO. That's how he's in this, and he knows that. So, every time he goes out there, I've been teammates with him before. He's going to have an impact on the game one way or the other.
Look, I know you have to have a next game mentality in this league, but with how the game ended on Wednesday, missing that shot at the buzzer, did that stick with you just on the ride home a little bit overnight at all? Yeah.
Every time we lose, obviously missing a game-winning shot, there's a lot of responsibility that goes with that. It could be an inch away from, it being a whole different conversation. But I still try to not get too high, not get too low, but, I'm definitely bothered in any loss. And, I don't think anybody that's played this game that's been good at it, if they say anything otherwise, they'd be lying to you.
Book, looking ahead to Sunday, San Antonio's off to a great start. What have you seen from Wemby so far and how he's been improving?
Just something we've never seen before. So we'll deal with that tomorrow, get into the scout and look at it closer. But, I've just seen them compilation highlight reels that, we haven't seen before.
Is that something where you can watch as much tape as you want, but until you feel him on the floor, you're never really going to know?
Yeah, I've played against him, a couple times already. Looks like he had a great summer. And it's not only him, it's a collective group over there. They have a lot of young talent. I'm looking forward to getting out there and playing against them.
Thanks, Book.
Yep.